Beverly, could you talk a little bit about the purpose and the value of the assessment process?
Assessment seems to me to be the key element of good process. It's the one that if I have a choice, that if I've got limited time, it's the one that I'm going to devote some time to, because it's the place where I get to initially engage the client in the process. It is the one where I think I'll get the kind of information from the client that will enable me to use what I call ammunition. Ammunition to get them engaged and ammunition to keep them engaged. Now, the purpose of assessment, it seems to me, is to find out where this client is now. Now, it's important that I not find out where I wish he were, but where he is. And as I've come to think about it over the years, not only that I found out where he is, but that he sees where he is too. Because if you're going to make changes, you've got to see where you are now. So then I've got to work on an assessment process that's a partnership. How do I ask the kind of questions, structure the kind of assessment that's going to allow not only me to see where they are, but for them to see where they are as well. And so that's, for me, again, is the place where I'm going to initially engage the client, because if I can engage this person in looking at where they are, I stand a much better chance of engaging them in planning, a much better chance engaging them in problem solving and finding resources and all the rest of the things that I do. Because from that assessment process, I hope to learn 4 things about this person, and I hope that they will learn these same things about themselves. Number 1, what's motivating you? What don't you like about your life? What do you want in your life? Number 2, what are your strengths? What have you got going for you? What strong points are you bringing with you? Number 3, where are your barriers? What have we got to fix? What have we got to work on? What problems do we have to solve in order to make this work? And number 4, what resources do you bring? Not what resources does DHS have, but what resources are you bringing with you? So that I hope out of the assessment process, this person will get a broader picture of themselves. They'll begin to see and understand things about themselves that perhaps they didn't see before. That yes, I do have motivation. Yes, I do have strengths. Yes, I have some barriers, but they're not insurmountable, because I have strengths that offset those. And yes, I am bringing resources with me, things that can support me, that I'm bringing to the process. So I think that to me has tremendous value. And if you short circuit the assessment process, you give yourself trouble all down the line, because you don't have the ammunition you need to use. So for example, when somebody falls back, doesn't follow through, then if I don't know what motivates them, I don't know how to push them. If they begin to say they can't solve problems or they can't do things, if I don't know or didn't learn from the assessment what their strengths are, I don't have the ammunition of those strengths to use to push that person forward again. If I can't get them to see something as a barrier, it's not just that I have to see it as a barrier, you have to see it as a barrier. I may think that a lack of a GED is a barrier. You may think you're doing okay. So the assessment process has to be designed, if I can, to get you to see that as a barrier. If I don't know what resources they have, then I'm going to end up with them depending on my resources rather than partnering their resources with mine. So for me, assessment is really, really critical and worth spending the time to do.